Now, the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
But here's Isaac Howard off the draw. He scores again! Isaac Howard is electric tonight.
After playing at Penn State this past weekend, the Michigan State hockey team is now taking on its biggest rival this weekend, Michigan. The top-ranked Spartans made a trip to Ann Arbor on Friday night, and then the Wolverines made a return trip to East Lansing for Saturday night's game here at Munn Ice Arena. The last time the two rivals met was in the NCAA tournament last season, and it's part of what we discussed with head coach Adam Nightingale this week. Obviously, a very big week for the program whenever this comes up, but I guess I feel like this group does a good job of just kind of staying to themselves, not letting the series get too big. Is that something you've noticed this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys do a good job, right? It's obviously we've got a ton of respect for Michigan and an opportunity to, for our guys to play in a rivalry game is awesome. At the end of the day, we got to keep trying to be us and be the best versions of ourselves. And every weekend you play, you got an opportunity to do that. So it'll be a great weekend of hockey, a great series, and looking forward to it.
What do you feel like makes this rivalry unique? I know there's a lot of other great rivalries in college hockey, but what is it about this one that makes it unique?
Well, I just think in hockey, right, you're talking about two kind of global brands, right? I mean, I think you follow, the people that will follow this game are from all over the world, and so, and I think it's hockey's so important in the state of Michigan, right? There's so many kids that grow up playing it, and with the Red Wings and all that, just the tradition of the sport in the state, and then growing up, right, you're either in a greenhouse or a blue house, and I think our guys understand that, but it's super special. Thankful to be a part of it, and I think we've done a good job too. You got to make it a rivalry too, right? We got to do our part to make sure it's a rivalry, and we've definitely improved. We got a ways to go still as a team, but we've improved, and again, looking forward to the opportunity this weekend.
Is there anyone on the roster right now that you had to flip from that blue house to becoming a green?
I don't think so, really. No, I mean, I think our guys, you're one or the other, So, and then once you're here, you're green, So, yeah, it's special. I think too, with all the different sports we have on campus, right? That's our guys get to witness the rivalry in other sports too, and that's what's cool. Is all the student athletes here and the student body to feel a part of it is special.
Nico Mueller, Geary.
With the way last year went, with you guys beating them to win the Big Ten tournament, and then obviously them ending the season last year for you guys, is that at all for this group with a lot of guys back something that has been brought up at all, or do you not focus on last year?
Yeah, last year's last year. I mean, obviously, yeah, that was a tough ending for our team, but it's a new season, and again, I think regardless of what happened in the past or the future, right, all these games seem to be tight games and good games, and I think it's great for hockey fans in the state, right? You want to come to the rink and watch a good quality hockey game, and that'll be the case this weekend.
Starting on the road and then coming back Saturday for the home game, I guess going down to Yost first, how do you prepare for that environment of obviously a raucous crowd on Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that we've been able to do this year, right, is play in a ton of different venues, and you want to try to expose your team to as many as you can, and so to get a chance to go on the road and play at Yost it's awesome. It'll be a great environment, and for the guys that have experienced it, they'll be ready for it. For the new guys, you can talk to them about it a little bit, but then it's going to take a little bit for them to get used to it. But I think we got really good leadership in our locker room, and they'll be able to convey that to the guys. They'll be ready to go. Yeah,
keeping emotions in check obviously will be key for both games. I guess how do you do that, or how do you relay that message to the guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hopefully we've learned some lessons, right? Not just against Michigan, but other games where we didn't control our emotions, and right. So you got to play the game with emotion. You can't let it control yourself. And again, I lean on our leadership group for sure to do that. And but you can't. You got to get right to the edge, right? So we've done a good job of that this year, and that'll test us for sure this weekend.
Saturday, you guys will be back home. What are you looking forward to about playing in front of the Munsters again? I know it's been a minute because they've been on break. But what are you looking forward to with that?
Yeah, they've been great. Huge part of our, our program, and really give our guys a ton of juice. And I think we've only played one of our last 10 at home, right? So our guys will be chomping at the bit to play at Munn.
Without question, MSU junior forward Isaac Howard is near the top of the scouting report for the Wolverines, as Howard came into this weekend series leading the nation in goals and points. And coming up after the break, we're going to continue our chat with Nightingale to talk more about his top playmaker.
When you grocery shop with MSU FCU Cashback Plus, you get cash back. When you buy prescriptions, you get cash back. When you travel, dine out, buy gas, make home improvements, get up to 20% of your hard-earned cash back on your purchases with Cashback Plus. Discover how at msufcu.org/Cashback Plus.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Michigan State forward Isaac Howard had a career best 8 goals in his first year with the Spartans last season. Now in his second year, Howard has an impressive 18 goals already this season, and that doesn't just lead MSU, it leads the entire country. This past weekend at Penn State, Howard had 4 goals in game 1 and then another goal in the second and final game of this series. And the top playmaker for the Spartans is someone we discussed with head coach Adam Nightingale this week.
Yes, Penn State's done a good job of negating it, but here's Isaac Howard off the draw. He scores again! Isaac Howard is electric tonight. 4 goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning product, and it's 6-4.
Going back to this past weekend with Penn State, obviously Isaac Howard had a very good weekend. He's had a very good season, leading the nation in goals. Where have you just seen him really grow into not just a leader on this team, but really one of the best players in college hockey right now?
Yeah, he's done a great job. Again, my 4th year being able to coach Ike, so you kind of see the maturation as a player, and definitely an offensively gifted player. Really loves scoring goals, and like most players like that, you got to improve away from the puck, and he's done a great job of committing to that. We see it in practice, and it's good for him to get rewarded, right? He's doing a lot of things the right way, and I think he's seeing that in his production, right? And so we got to keep him down that path, and he's a huge part of our team and a reason. That line's been really good for us, and Ike's a big part of it.
The jump in goals, is there anything he's done differently, or is it just more opportunities for him?
I thought a little bit last year he was a little snake bitten, right? He generated quite a bit. If you look at scoring chances, he generated quite a bit, and it didn't go in for him. And I just think, again, doing things the right way and playing a 200-foot game has really helped him. Generate a little bit more. Even the game at Penn State, I think he had 11 shots on net. I mean, that's a lot of shots. So he's generating a lot, and that line has some chemistry, and we just got to keep him going down that path.
Isaac Howard fights for possession, stumbles down to his knees. Stramel, good pass. Basco right in front. Howard scores! Good night, Wisconsin. The man nicknamed Ike finishes off the Badgers.
There's been a few times, the last couple series where you guys are ahead, you give up the lead a little bit, but then you get it back, or, vice versa, where you're down early and then you come back to take the lead. What is it about this group where it doesn't matter about what the score is at, maybe the first period, it's the third period where they really can excel and jump on a team? Yeah,
I think we try to pride ourselves on, that's one thing you control is your conditioning, right? So we practice hard. Our guys, so they're in the weight room, they're committed away from the rink, they're eating the right things, they're going to bed at the right time. So just having that discipline, and I also think just not focus on the scoreboard, right? It's about quality of play in our sport. You can play really good and run into a hot goalie and not go your way, right? And so just really trying to focus on, even if we win a game, understanding that hey, we can be better, and just kind of that growth mindset of it's just continuing to improve each shift.
Obviously, there's still a lot of ways to go in the season, but after winning the GLI and then winning that game at Wrigley, what has just the fan base interaction or the alumni interaction been like for you?
Yeah, they've been excited. Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, we're super thankful, right? The support we get, this place is packed, and the alums are coming back and supporting. And at Wrigley, it was awesome. I mean, we have so many alums in Chicago to come there and witness it. And they did a pre-game event. I'm not able to get to those, but Coach Izzo, took the time to fly in there and spend some time with our friends of the program and alumni. And the GLI is such a special tournament, right? And again, go to the alumni we have on the west side of the state to go there and represent our university. It's a privilege to go there, and thankful Michigan Tech wants us to be a part of it. And so yeah, there's a ton of excitement, and we're excited as a staff, right? We just want to make sure they're proud of. We're not going to win every game, right? That's our goal, but when you come and watch our team play, we play hard, we play honest, we play like a team, and that's something we can hang our hat on. And again, when you have that type of support, it's huge.
Yeah, Coach Izzo's talked a lot about making memories, and obviously playing at Wrigley is a huge memory maker. How do you kind of keep that mentality of you can still make memories in a series like against Michigan or down the road throughout the season of a way to enjoy games even though there's a lot of pressure?
For sure. No, I think that's important. I think it's one of the things, our guys love being at the rink. They enjoy being, that's our job as a coaching staff. It's hard, right? We ask a lot of our guys, but also we want to make sure they leave the rink and they come to the rink with their tail wagging. And that's what it's about, right? Again, we want to win every game, but we want the guys to have a great experience. The best way to have a great experience is you're winning. But yeah, I think perspective too is we're thankful that we're able to represent Michigan State. Our guys, hockey's an expensive sport, right? To grow up and play hockey and have the support they have from their parents or whoever supported them to be able to get to this level and have their health that they have, right? I mean, a lot of kids their age you can't even get out of bed, right? So I think understanding that perspective piece, and it really helps our guys appreciate those moments.
One player who has certainly appreciated his time at Michigan State is Wisconsin transfer Charlie Stramel, who, similar to his line mate Isaac Howard, has taken a big step in year one with the program. When we come back, we're going to be sitting down with Stramel to discuss more on how he became a Spartan. We'll see you soon.
I love getting out and trying new things, but my seizures have always kept me back. Thankfully, the providers and researchers at MSU Healthcare work together to get my epilepsy under control. So now I can try anything.
At MSU Healthcare, helping you do you is what matters most to us. In fact, it's our mission. Visit healthcare.msu.edu to find a provider.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
After putting up 8 goals and 20 points in 2 seasons at the University of Wisconsin, MSU forward Charlie Stramel has found new life in East Lansing, especially after reuniting with his former U.S. national team development coach, Adam Nightingale. Stramel, who now centers the top line for the Spartans this season, has already surpassed his numbers as a Badger in a few short months here at MSU. Our Haley Schoengart recently had a chance to sit down with Stramel and shares how a change of scenery as well as some familiarity has really changed things for the forward.
Plays it on to Howard. Howard's got a man in front. Goes up! They score! The former Badger, Charlie Stramel.
You have more than doubled your points, Charlie, midway through this season compared to your last season you were playing at Wisconsin. What are you most proud of looking back through the first couple of months here at Michigan State?
Yeah, I'd say just taking advantage of what's been given to me on the development side of things, continuing to work. Obviously didn't have the 2 years I wanted to have at Wisconsin, but coming here, getting a fresh start and just putting my head down and going to work and trying to take advantage of any opportunity given to me. And I think there's no regrets, right? You learn a lot. I learned a lot about myself on and off the ice while I was there. I had a lot of good relationships. So at the end of the day, maybe it wasn't the right fit for me, but, like I said, I learned a lot about myself and still got 2 more years eligibility here, so excited.
When you decided to enter the transfer portal, when did you know it was going to be MSU?
I knew pretty early on. When I made the decision to transfer, it was kind of, if I'm going to leave here, I'm going to have to go somewhere where I have that trust. And Nightingale and Morlock and even Isaac Howard and Savage and all these guys that I'd been around before, I felt like I kind of had a decent idea of what I was getting into. So it was kind of always MSU for me.
Howard in the circle, across, shot and goal! Charlie Stramel!
it's no other spot I'd want to be in, so to say. You know, Will's style, I think he's the best in the country, and Nighty as well. Like, they're both super good at what they do, and it's great to play for them and have them on your side in development.
We've seen it with Isaac Howard. We've seen it with you. The moment you come to Michigan State, you kind of like flip a switch and you're a new hockey player. What is it that the staff does so well that allows people like yourself to get a fresh start here and really, really take it up a notch?
So yeah, just holding guys to a high standard, right? Like, so much respect for what they do here in the development part, and yeah, from Ike's standpoint or my standpoint, I think getting that confidence back is big, and then just getting in here and putting your head down and putting in the work, like I was talking about earlier. You know, you put the work in, you'll get the opportunity here, and just trying to take advantage of that opportunity, whatever it is.
When did you know that your confidence was back?
I'd say early on, probably. Just having, you know, teammates and staff that believes in you helps a lot too as well. So going out there and doing what I can do to help the team win, and obviously, yeah, the confidence just came back, and that's helped my game a lot overall, so continuing to build on that.
Michigan State. Matthew Wood lost the puck here, lost the battle, and 3 Gophers just standing around there. Beckett Hendrickson let his man go, and Strammel.
When you're playing your best hockey, what does it look like?
I'd say just a 200-foot power forward, you know, good in the dot, you know, finishing hits, and maybe creating some plays around the net in the offensive zone.
Minnesota Wild proudly select from the University of Wisconsin, Charlie Strammel.
Being drafted by the Wild so early in the first round, but then not necessarily having the years you've won at Wisconsin. How have you been able to kind of process all of those emotions?
Yeah, I'd say a little bit for sure. You know, coming in with a chip on my shoulder a little bit this year, but at the end of the day, they've been great. They always believed in me, even through the tough parts of the last 2 years, and, you know, myself as well, always believe in myself, you know, and just really putting my head down and working right when I got here and doing what I can to kind of flip the script in my college career.
How do you block out the noise from all the externals?
Yeah, I'd say just stay away from it. You know, even if you try and stay away from it, you'll still see it, but trust yourself and your ability. You know, don't let other people's opinions get into your head too much, and yeah, like I said, keep your head down and work. It's kind of been what I've been going after this season.
Where did that believe in yourself mentality kind of come from?
Yeah, I'd say family. Just growing up that way, you know, people are going to praise you in some forms, people are going to do the opposite, but really just trying to stay even keel emotionally and up top in the head is always going to help.
As you look towards the second half of the season, what are your expectations from yourself?
Just continue to grow, try and get better and better personally, and do whatever I can to help the team, you know, continue to get better and better and ready for playoffs.
Much like Strammel, backup netminder Luca DePasquo has made the most of his playing time here in East Lansing recently with starting goalkeeper Trey Augustine. Away at the World Junior Championships, DePasquo got to live out a childhood dream and start for the Spartans a handful of times. We're going to sit down with him right after the break.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Michigan State's hockey team is obviously very excited to have starting goalkeeper Trey Augustine back after he led Team USA to its second straight gold medal at the World Juniors. But in his absence, the Spartans were very pleased with the stellar performances they got from backup goalkeeper Luca DePasquo. Our Tyler Driesinga recently sat down with DePasquo to share more about a stretch of games DePasquo soon will not forget.
We talk about losing yourself in the team, and I think that's something I've really adapted and, you know, lived, right? It's not easy not playing, but, you know, you do it for the better of the team, knowing that your number's going to be called eventually.
The life of a backup goalie is rarely glamorous, but in the last month, Luca DePasquo has been living out a boyhood dream, taking the net for the MSU Spartans under some of the brightest lights the season has to offer.
It's not easy being put in a situation like that. You know, it's a lot of hockey in a short span of time, especially for not playing a ton throughout the year so far. So I'm really proud of how I managed it and how the guys were able to manage that stretch of games.
DePasquo made 4 starts in 7 days, with starter Trey Augustine playing for Team USA at World Juniors. And these weren't just any games. He stopped 35 of 36 shots across 2 games at the Great Lakes Invitational at Van Andel Arena and earned tournament MVP honors. He got the win in a huge home conference game against Wisconsin and capped it all off by making a career-high 31 saves in one of the more memorable events in program history, the Frozen Confines outdoor game at Wrigley Field.
You know, you kind of just got to take a deep breath and look around and soak it all in, right? It's something that you don't get to do too often in your hockey career, and the fact that it was pretty packed for an 8 o'clock game in the freezing cold just made it a lot better.
For DePasquo, getting the start with that Michigan State script across his chest was a dream come true in any capacity, much less in big games and special events.
And growing up, you know, I remember coming to Munn and seeing games my entire childhood. So when the opportunity came to, you know, come here and play hockey, it was pretty special.
DePasquo committed to Michigan State in 2021 when Danton Cole was still the coach. Through a coaching change and the commitment of Augustine, he never wavered.
And most people in your shoes, you know, probably would have looked at it and said, it's a different coach from who I committed to. And also, oh, by the way, you know, one of the most decorated goalies in America is kind of in my same class. Maybe they would have reconsidered or you know, at least looked at other places. Why didn't you do that? Why did you want to stay committed to Michigan State, you know, through the coaching change and through knowing you'd have to compete with Trey for playing time?
Yeah, you know, I'm a big believer in trusting the process, right? So at the end of the day, I believe I'll get my opportunity here, regardless, you know, who comes in or who's here with me. And I think being close to home too, right? It's an easy drive for my parents. It's, you know, it's a school that now you look at it and it's an unbelievable program that's been turned around, and I'm super glad I stuck with it.
Prior to coming here, you've probably been the starting goalie at pretty much every team you've been on. What were the hardest parts of adjusting to the backup role?
Yeah, it's difficult. You know, at the end of the day, everyone wants to play and they want to be the starter. So learning to, you know, manage the emotions that come with not playing so much, and, you know, taking that mindset of every day, one day at a time in practice and stuff, that helped me a lot.
For 2 years, DePasquo has set his ego aside and embraced his role. He's even maintained a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to play at the school he grew up rooting for. So it should come as no surprise when he finally got his chances in that magical 4-game stretch. He was more than ready, and the whole fan base was ready too, eager to rally around and congratulate him on a job well done.
And one of the moments that I think will stick with me was watching you walk off the ice at the end and walking toward the third base dugout, and there's all those fans chanting, "Luka, Luka." What did that moment mean to you, and to see the way that the fans appreciate you and what you were able to do that night and over the last week?
That's a memory I'll have with me for the rest of my life. You know, hearing those chants and the support from the fans and stuff, and being able to get them a win in that environment and that, you know, late in overtime, it was unbelievable.
And for a kid who grew up being a Michigan State fan, how has getting to be a part of the program compared to what you had maybe dreamed it would be like?
I mean, I don't think I could have envisioned it to turn out any better than it has, right? It's been an honor and a blessing to wear these colors, and it's super special. I'm super thankful for the opportunity.
Puck drop Saturday night between the Spartans and Wolverines is set for 7:30 here at Munn Ice Arena, and the game can be seen on the Big Ten Network, so you'll be able to get a little college hockey in before the Lions and Commanders kick off at Ford Field in the NFC's divisional round of the playoffs. That is going to be it for this week's show. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, and before we go, here's our Play of the Week.
Now, the Play of the Week, sponsored by Schupan & Sons.
On Wednesday, the Michigan State men's basketball team took down Penn State 90-85 at the Breslin Center, and the Spartans were led by Frankie Fiddler, who had 18 points off the bench, with 14 coming in the second half, and they needed every bit of those points to remain undefeated in Big Ten play, including this clutch bucket late in the second half where Fiddler was able to get the putback bucket to go.
No, but Fiddler there for the foul on the foul. Say that 3 times fast.
10,000 Michigan children are in foster care, and many of them need a temporary home. Are you open?
As a foster parent, you help a child reach their goals.
You make a game-changing assist.
You give a child the home advantage.
And you do it because you know every child deserves a special team.
Ready to cheer on a child? Take the first step to become a foster parent today.
When you grocery shop with MSU FCU Cashback Plus, you get cash back. When you buy prescriptions, you get cash back. When you travel, dine out, buy gas, make home improvements, get up to 20% of your hard-earned cash back on your purchases with Cashback Plus. Discover how at msufcu.org/cashback plus.